All right, you guys. Good morning. Jarvis, Mr. SWJK. I'm checking in with my referral partner, Clark Sexton, over at RUOFF Lending. We just wanted to come in and actually dispel some of the myths you guys are seeing online about just some of the trends that are going on in the mortgage industry right now. I hope all of you all are safe and well. Definitely have you all in my prayers. But we just wanted to spend some time and actually just, again, educate you guys on your options with things in the from the lending side of things. Hi, Clark, how are you?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Of course. So one of the big things I'm seeing, a lot of my clients are actually, a couple of them have reached out and asked me about something to kind of help, they think help them in these times right now. You know, a couple of them have been laid off or actually lost their jobs, and they're trying to figure out how to go about, you know, staying in front of some of their bills and such. And one of the things that a lot of them are asking about is the whole forbearance.
Right.
Could you help us out a little bit? Tell me what that's all about.
For sure. And once again, we just want to say to everyone to, stay healthy, stay safe. We want to make sure that's the most important, more than anything we talk about, Jarvis. You know, obviously that is more important than that. But we do want to make sure we get the word out because there is a lot of misinformation about this topic. And so I really want to make a distinction between three words. And because I think a lot of people confuse the three. One is forgiveness. Okay. Mortgage forgiveness, Jarvis, just means that the payment is you don't have to do it, right? You don't make it, it's forgiven, it's gone. That's not what we're talking about here. The second one is deferment. That's a very common phrase that people are familiar with because a lot of people have had or maybe currently have student loans that are in deferment. That means that, for example, I'll give you an example. If you had a mortgage there where they deferred the payment, let's just say that on a 30-year loan, you had 330 payments left, okay? And if you deferred 3 payments, what that means is now instead of 330 payments, now you have 333 payments, right? So what it did is just add it onto the end. That's what deferment is. That's not what we're talking about. Forbearance means, the actual word means delay, okay? So I'll give you an example. If you were to call your servicer, and here's what I want you to recognize. I understand that certain people, many people, have lost their jobs. They're currently underemployed where they've got a reduction in pay, maybe still working, but a reduction in pay. Or whatever it is, they're to the point now where they're not able to make their payments. I recognize that. But I will tell you, if at all costs, whatever way you can, try to make your mortgage payments. Now, if you can't, then forbearance may be a good option for you. We certainly don't want you to start being late on your payments. I recognize that. But if you're still able to work, if you're still able to afford your payments, please continue making them because I'll tell you why. Let me give you an example. So Jarvis, let's just say for a second that your mortgage payment is $1,500 a month, okay? And you call up the mortgage company, you say, you know what, I want to defer it for 6 months, all right? And they say, okay, no problem. What most people don't understand is this next part is this. If you take those $1,500 in payments and then come month number 7, that's $9,000 in payments, by the way, okay? And at the end of that time frame, if they say, okay, on month 7, you not only owe us $1,500 for month 7, but you owe us $9,000 for months 1 through 6. Oh, wow. So right now you owe us $10,500. Okay. Now, not too many people have the ability to do that, especially in the times that we're in right now. Would you agree?
Correct, for sure.
So then they say, well, I can't possibly do that. So they say, okay, well, then the other option is then we can take and we can spread that $10,500, or excuse me, that $9,000 over the next 12 months. And, initially that sounds like, okay, that I can swing that a little bit, right? But they say, well, your payment went from $1,500, now goes to $2,250 for the next 12 months. And you're like, well, how can I do that? Even on a normal situation, even when everything is going great in the economy, I'm budgeted for $1,500. I have a family. I can't have my payment going to $2,250. Right? Right. So they say, no, I can't do that either. They say, well, how about this? And this is the biggest part and the word we really want to get out to all of your friends and family, Jarvis. And that is the fact that they say, well, can I refinance? And they're going to say, no, the reason why you can't, rates are really low, I'm hearing.
Sure.
Maybe I have a rate over 4% or whatever it is. Rates are really low.
That would be.
Yeah, I want to take advantage of that.
Sure.
And they say, no, you can't. And the reason why? You're in forbearance, right? And the bigger thing for clients that you have, Jarvis, that are not only that, right? For those are for the people that already own a home. For people that are sitting around and waiting to see, hey, you know what? I'm going to wait till all this clears up. That's, a lot of people are saying that. And they're saying, okay, I'm just going to go ahead. I have a home right now. I have a mortgage. I'm getting ready to sell it anyway. I'm going to call Jarvis. I'm going to list my home and everything's all said and done. So if I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity that's in front of me, why wouldn't I would do that, right? Makes kind of sense, right? Well, the problem is that if your house is in forbearance, or your mortgage, is in forbearance, and you try to get approved to purchase a home, come, say June or whatever, whenever, hopefully sooner than that, right? But you go 3 months. Say you got your loan in forbearance for 3 months and you want to buy a house at the end of that time frame, you can't get qualified until you're completely out of forbearance. That is the thing that we want to get out because people don't understand that.
So I got clearly, hey girl, you want to say hi? So I got, for some of my clients who clearly want to attempt to be smarter than the system per se, those people that might say, look, this is on my heart at the end of in fall, that's what I want to do. I actually want to sell my home, but I'm going to take advantage of what is being offered to us right now. Let me go ahead and go into forbearance, and then I don't have to come out of pocket these payments for these few months. And then, okay, July comes around, I'm ready to sell, put my home on the market. You're telling me they can't actually sell their home until they actually cover that debt, until they pay that back.
No, I'm not. They can sell their house. They're just going to be homeless. Okay. Not going to be able to buy a new one.
Right.
Right. Okay. So now here's the thing. And you and I were talking a little bit before we started here. The part that we don't know is this. So logically, let's just say, let's back up the example. Let's just to make it a little easier, maybe closer to home. The math works really good for 6 months, but let's just say, for example, they're in a 3-month deferment, April, May, and June. Okay. So we're right here. A lot of people, I've had several people call me this week and say, hey, here's what I did. So April, May, and June, if they've been talking to you, in January, maybe last fall, come spring, I want to list my house. It's a very common conversation that you have had and I have with clients all the time, come spring. Well, the problem is if they're in deferment through June, they can sell their house. You can list their house and you'll probably get multiple offers as you're experiencing right now, right? I mean, people that are listing their homes, they're flying off the shelf. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have any problem selling it. The problem is, are they going to be able to get qualified to buy the next one? So what we don't know is this part. I would guess that if you're in deferment April, May, and June, come July, if you're able to make all of those payments, so let's use our example one again, $1,500, $1,500, $1,500. If you're able to make that $6,000 mortgage payment come July 1st, my guess is that you would be out of forbearance and that you'd be able to qualify moving forward. But the problem is we're in uncharted territories. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like on the back end of this. Okay. That is the warning that I want to get out to people, because we can't say that history tells us, because we've never experienced it before.
Sure, no, that makes sense. Okay. And then, hey, get out, bro. Okay. So we spoke about forbearance, and then obviously we debunked what forgiveness was all about as well. So did we touch on what a deferment is? Did we touch on?
Deferment is the one that puts it on the end.
Okay, we did touch on. Okay.
That is not what's happening.
Okay. All righty. Well, Clark, I definitely appreciate you giving me your time and allowing me to, better educate my clients. And obviously, you helped me as well, because I was a little confused on exactly how it worked. But thanks again.
One thing I would tell you, I don't like to propose a problem without offering a solution, right? So what I would tell you is this. Certainly, we would have the opportunity to provide you with a complimentary review of your mortgage to see if there's an opportunity to help you save money right now if you're currently working. If you're not working and or you're underemployed right now, maybe even underemployed, it might work out. But if you're not working, clearly you can't qualify for a refinance. A forbearance may be the way to save your home. That's important, right? You have to protect your family. I get that. But once again, who we're talking to are the people that can continue making their payment, but maybe thought it might be a good option to not make it, right? If even if it's not us, you know, have a conversation with a trusted mortgage professional that you know and say, hey, is there an opportunity for me to save money? Because here's the thing. If you refinance right now, maybe you have some equity in your home and you want to consolidate some debt. When you refinance, you actually do get a month off of your mortgage payment. Sometimes, depending on how it works out, you actually get 2 payments off. So, and that you can do without any penalty or any problems. So it's another way to be able to maybe get through all of this time without harming yourself with your ability to do things moving forward.
Okay. And then Clark, yeah, good call. What if my clients, obviously most of my clients, you are one of my preferred lender partners, but if my clients did want to reach out to you and actually get a better understanding of their options, their specific options, and then as well, just get a feel for what else is going on in the market, where can we reach you?
You know, they can contact me directly. We can put the contact information at, you know, in the comment section under the video, or if you want to contact Jarvis directly and he can get you connected with me, whichever way you prefer is totally fine.
Okay, awesome. And then just not to, you know, take too much more of anybody's time, but what's your, right now, what's your take on what's going on with interest rates and everything? I know the last couple of weeks, you know, it was kind of scary with the stock market doing what it was doing. Are you seeing rates kind of return to what they were previous to the stock market crash?
So you're right, it is a weird time. So right now, interest rates are, let's keep things in perspective, right? Things are still historically very low, under 4% in most cases, depending on your qualification. So, and that's not the same across the board. A lot of lenders are doing what we call stepping on rate, meaning that they're trying to slow down their production because every single lender in the industry is dealing with a larger capacity than they've ever dealt with ever, right? From the smallest to the largest lenders in the nation, everyone is over capacity. And so a lot of lenders are stepping on their rates, basically increasing them so that it slows down the number of people that are doing it. We have done less of that. But my estimation is that probably over the next couple of weeks, we actually had a conference call with our owner yesterday, and he suspects once things start opening up with being able to allow people with the stay-at-home orders and so forth to open up, he suspects that we're going to see things come down to even lower than where they are right now. So the nice thing about it is a lot of people are getting in process, getting things going, and, you know, getting appraisals done and so forth, because business is still continuing. Title companies are still functioning, appraisals are still functioning, you are still working. So, you know, the business is still continuing on. We're considered essential service. So it is an opportunity for you to be able to take advantage of it right away. And I will tell you another thing that for your buyers that are considering, I would encourage them to get pre-approved now. Don't wait until everything is lifted. If you're still working, once again, get pre-approved now, because there's going to be a huge influx of people that are going to be wanting to buy homes once everything is all lifted. And you don't want to get behind the line, as it were. Get ahead of everyone that's waiting. Get yourself approved, get yourself positioned so you're ready to go, so that when things open up, you can get your offer in there first and not 10th.
Absolutely. And actually, to speak to that, as we talk, obviously, you know, brings up tons of stories that I can think of, but I just actually did want to share with you all just my experience over the weekend with my personal business. And again, the goal with sharing this story is to kind of hopefully curtail some mindsets of some of my colleagues, and then also just help consumers realize that we're more than likely going to, and this could be personal opinion a little bit, but we're more than likely going to, once the economy opens back up, I really feel like we're going to really pick up right where we left off. I'm not sure if you agree with that, Clark.
I agree 100%.
But just to kind of, again, share my experience. So a few new listings that I put on the market over the weekend. One I put on the market, no, I'm sorry, I put both of them on the market on Thursday. Was able to get multiple offers on both of them. One of them I got 3 offers. The second I got 5 offers. So wow. Literally in the one that I got 5 offers on, you know, I got enough information, enough, you know, it definitely was a great pool of buyers, in the sense that we really were able to make sure I got the best terms from my seller, not just the best price. You'll be surprised on what these agents and buyers were willing to do to make sure they solidified the home. So you guys, buyers are still out there. I think number one is just make sure you price your home accurately. Price it what the market supports, and the activity will come. Again, we all know how hard it is to actually get into homes. You can't actually get into homes. So be creative with your marketing. Be creative with how you are able to present the home, and the buyers will come. The buyers are still out there. Still tons of people who need a new home. So just come from a place of abundance, knowing that the business is there, knowing that, you know, you will be one of the few that is able to keep your business going. And I'm sorry, that sounds horrible, but you know what I mean? Just come from a place of abundance and know that the business is there. And like I said, I really feel as if business will pick up right where it left off. We'll do all the business that you normally do in just a shorter amount of time. That's kind of my feel.
I agree.
All right, Clark. But again, thanks for giving us your time. 100% appreciate you educating my clients and better educating me. If anybody has any questions, any further questions on, again, what's going on with the market from a real estate standpoint, clearly I love talking. I'm the real estate nerd. But at the same time, if people have specific lending questions, you all know I'm going to shoot you all to Clark Sexton over at RUOFF Lending. All right, you guys, have a blessed one. Stay safe. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.